You might have heard of the term cult, but what exactly is a cult and how can you identify one? Hey, it's Dan Zimmerman and welcome back to Illustrate to Educate. In this short video, we'll dive into an explanation of cults, covering key characteristics, Stephen Hassan's bite model, examples, and some important considerations. And if you find this video to be helpful, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and consider supporting the channel by becoming a member like these fantastic members here. A cult is generally a group that revolves around a set of unusual or extreme beliefs and practices, often centered on a charismatic leader who demands total loyalty. In simple terms, cults are groups where a leader or core belief system exerts a strong influence over every aspect of its members' lives. One useful framework for understanding how cults maintain such control is the bite model, developed by cult expert Stephen Hassan, which we will look at in a minute. Next, let's look at 5 key characteristics of a cult. First is charismatic leadership. Cults typically have one or a few leaders who claim to have special knowledge or divine insight. This leader's word becomes almost unquestionable among the members. Second is unusual beliefs and practices. The belief system in cults are often very different from mainstream society views. They might include apocalyptic visions, secret teachings, or claims that only members can access the truth. Third is control and isolation. Many cults use strict rules and practices to control members. They often isolate individuals from family and friends and closely monitor daily life. This isolation helps the group maintain power over its members. Fourth is exploitation. In some cases, cults take advantage of their members financially, emotionally, or even sexually, further deepening the dependency on the group. Lastly is high commitment. Members typically invest significant time, money, and personal energy into the group. This deep commitment can make it very difficult to leave, even if the group's practices begin to cause harm. The bite model of cult control, developed by Stephen Hassan, provides a comprehensive way to understand the mechanisms of control in cults. B stands for behavior control. Cults often dictate many aspects of daily life, including how members dress, what they eat, when they sleep, and even how they interact with others. This rigid structure limits personal freedom and reinforces dependence on the group. I stands for information control. Controlling the flow of information is a key tactic. Cults may censor outside sources, restrict access to alternative viewpoints, and use propaganda to reinforce their beliefs. By managing what members see, hear, and read, the group can maintain a closed system of ideas. T stands for thought control. This involves shaping members' thinking through indoctrination and repetitive messaging. Cults employ thought reform techniques that discourage independent thinking and encourage adherence to the group's ideology. Rituals, repetition, and the framing of dissent as dangerous or sinful are common tactics. E stands for emotional control. Cults exploit emotional vulnerabilities by fostering fear, guilt, or a sense of inadequacy. By manipulating emotions, leaders can make members feel dependent on the group for validation, support, and even identity. Next, let's look at some examples of cults. First is the People's Temple, which was led by Jim Jones. This group is infamous for the mass suicide in Jonestown in 1978, where over 900 followers died after being manipulated into drinking a poisoned beverage. Second is Heaven's Gate. This UFO-oriented cult believed that suicide would allow them to ascend to a higher existence aboard a spaceship following a comet. In 1997, 39 members died in a mass suicide. Next is the Manson family, led by Charles Manson. This group convinced its members to commit a series of murders in the late 1960s under Manson's extreme and manipulative influence. Lastly is NXIVM. Originally presented as a self-help organization, NXIVM was later exposed for exploiting its members financially and sexually, with leaders exerting extreme control over their lives. Lastly, let's look at some important considerations. The term cult can be controversial. Some scholars and experts prefer the term New Religious Movement, NRM, when describing groups with unconventional beliefs, to avoid the pejorative implications of the word cult. Not every group with unconventional beliefs is dangerous or harmful. Many simply have ideas that differ from mainstream society. By combining traditional markers of cult behavior with the insights of the bite model, we gain a clearer picture of how these groups operate and why their control over members can be so intense. Did you find this video about cults to be helpful? If so, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Illustrate to Educate to support more simple and objective videos on topics that matter. And last but not least, I'd like to give a special welcome to the newest professor member, Davis Cragen. Thank you so much for your support of the channel.